Hey, Wire Monkeys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Cabling. This episode, we're talking smart buildings. Welcome to the show where we tackle the tough questions submitted by installers, estimators, project managers, ICT personnel, even customers. We're connecting at the human level so that we can connect the world. If you're watching this on YouTube, would you mind hitting the subscribe button and the bell button to be notified when new content is being produced? If you're listening to us on one of the audio podcast platforms, would you mind giving us a 5-star rating? Those two simple little steps helps us take on the algorithm so we can educate, encourage, and enrich the lives of people in the ICT industry. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What are you doing? You know I do a live stream on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, where you get to ask your favorite RCDD. And you know that's me, your favorite RCDD, your questions on installation, certification, design, project management, estimation. I even do career path questions. But I can hear you now. But Chuck, I'm driving my truck at 6 p.m. on Thursday. I'm going to kick in a crash. Relax. I record them. And you can watch them when it's safe to do so. And also, if you enjoy this content, and by the way, this content is free and will always remain free. But if you enjoy this content, would you click on that QR code right there? You can buy me a cup of coffee. You can even send me a request to have a 15-minute conversation with me after hours, of course, to discuss anything ICT related. And if you're a corporate, we're also looking for corporate sponsorship as well. So if your corporate values are educate, encourage, and enrich, look me up. Let's have a conversation. So last week we talked building automation, building management 101. This week we're getting into a little bit deeper subject. So welcome back, Jeff. Let's go in the building automation 102. You ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
All righty. So last week we talked about some stuff that installers and project managers need to know. We talked about training, stuff like that. Can you discuss some of the common technologies and maybe some of the protocols that are used in smart building locations, smart building jobs?
Yeah, for sure. So what I've seen in my career when it comes to smart building technologies is, PoE is kind of the hardwired connection points coming in first. And who wouldn't like that, right? Like if you're telling me you don't have to,
Electricians.
yeah, electricians. But I could put a wireless access point, or I could put a device somewhere down the line, and I don't need to run a separate power to it. Perfect, right? So I really do think PoE is a pretty cool technology, one that I would leverage as much as I possibly could. Then you go into the wireless side, and you see Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7, Zigbee, in Ocean. LoRa is another one for devices that are low data rates and stuff like that. So those are the kind of the technologies that I'm seeing.
Are those all standalone proprietary type systems, or are they kind of like networks now? As long as they do TCP/IP, my Mac will talk to my Windows machine.
So the Ethernet, for the most part, as long as you've got a TCP/IP network, the physical layer will take care of itself as long as the computer knows how to do that, right? The PoE, you got to make sure you've got a switch and a receiver. So if you got a good switch and a good receiver, it'll handle all that for you. And then the wireless side of things, you obviously want the two devices to know those protocols. I've got a smart outlet that I went and bought from the store, connected it to my wireless network, home network system, and that's how I turned on and off my Christmas lights this year. So, as long as the devices, there you go. As long as the devices can communicate based off the platform that they were designed for, you should be good.
So you're in this every day. You're in the trenches every day with building automation stuff. What are some current trends you see in smart building technology, and how are they shaping the future of the low voltage installations?
Yeah, great question. Something I've been hearing for the last 10 plus years is Internet of Things, right?
IoT. Yeah.
IoT. And, I just read some facts in 2023, the start of 2023, there were 30 billion IoT connected devices on the network. By 2025, that number is supposed to jump up to something like 52 billion. And I think what it equates out to being is like 8 devices per person of the world.
And
right?
you don't think about that, right? I mean,
Right.
I didn't think about it till a test manufacturer sent me a network sniffer to play with.
Mhm.
And I hooked up to my network, and I'm thinking, okay, all right, so I've got my work computer, my personal computer, my wife's personal computer, my wife's work computer. That's it, 4 devices. Yeah, no, no,
No,
we
you
had
just held one
25
up.
devices.
You just
And
held one up.
I'm like, where'd all this? All this stuff's on my network. I had no idea. No idea.
Yep. And so okay, so we talk about IoT. What's driving IoT? And for me, I'm a big believer in 3 key things. You got wicked fast microprocessors, because you got those microprocessors are going to be what's doing the math and the algorithms to help figure everything out that's going on. You've got a really robust telecommunications network, because you're sending data from point to point all over the place. So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is cybersecurity or security component, right? So as things become move more data around, things become more sophisticated, things become more connected. You just want to make sure that the information that you've got is safe and secure, and that it's not getting into the wrong hands. So I thoroughly believe those are the 3 things that are going to be driving not just smart buildings, commercial smart buildings, but residential smart buildings too. Right. And if we can master those 3 things, we're good to go. And it's funny because I attended OFC in 2022, and the theme of that the year's show was Industry 4.0, which is effectively the same type of thing as IoT, right? How do we change the next industrial age to help us out? And it was connected devices. Right? And again, wicked fast microprocessors, a robust telecommunications network, and safety, data security, and data safety.
Mm-hmm. What was the name of that event?
OFC, which is the Optical Fiber Conference
Okay.
for fiber optic technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah.
See, you just taught me something. I've been in the industry 40 years. I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go look at it. And now a message from our sponsor.
Big or small, local or nationwide, Fortress Telecom is your go-to partner for all your connectivity needs. With our expertise in low-voltage cabling, bidirectional Tier 2 fiber certification, copper certification up to Cat 8, and Wi-Fi site surveys using Ekahau Sidekick, there's no project too challenging for us. Count on Fortress Telecom to deliver top-notch solutions tailored to your business, wherever you are across the nation. Visit fortresstelecom.com or call us today to start your seamless connectivity journey. Fortress Telecom, we are secure IT. Let's get back to the show.
So as our industry moves forward, what kind of advances do you foresee in smart building technology? And on top of that, how are they going to affect the installers and the project managers and the designers?
Yeah, so I think what we're going to see in terms of advances are going to be how can we get cable into the building quicker and more efficiently. And the reason why I say that is I think about what are the problems that we face on a daily basis, and what are we trying to achieve? And the problems that we're trying to solve is going to drive what we focus our time and effort on into solving, right? And I think at the end of the day, we want to do our job quickly and efficiently, and we want to get home to spend the time with our loved ones and do the things we want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we do that? We find ways to make our job easier. And maybe that is on finding cable that is smaller, easier to handle. Finding new ways to do the install with maybe some duct work. One of the things that Oldcastle Infrastructure is doing is looking at, our media panel technology, and media panels are perfect solutions for residential networks that bring all the structured wiring to one central location. How can we improve the installation of those, and how do we get wiring into those units quicker and easier? So the technicians aren't frustrated, but the technicians are saying, man, I love this product, because now I'm going to go home and have a beer. Right. and I think those are the types of things we're going to see,
Right.
Finding, we can go deeper into this and talk about the labor rate, and the impact that's had on the US and Canada over
Let's
the
do it.
last while.
Let's do
right?
it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, in the last 5 years alone, labor rates jumping, right? And what are business owners thinking about? What are people who are doing the design thinking about? They're like, man, this is costing me a lot of money to do this. How can I reduce my labor rate? And so they're looking at different ways to do that. And I hope that they're looking at the technologies to make their install techs jobs easier, right? Because we're always going to need people. People are the backbone of our entire economy, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what technology you throw out there. The people are what matter. And let's make their jobs easier. Let's find ways to do better. And that's my philosophy. So
let me ask you this. So talking about reducing labor costs, I don't normally bring this subject up because when I do, it usually causes fear and panic and people running to grab their pitchforks and stuff. AI.
Yeah.
How's AI going to impact smart buildings?
Yeah, great question. I know AI is impacting everything right now, right? Like, I said, what are the trends? I thoroughly believe IoT and Industry 4.0 are the trends. I think there's other trends that can be layered into that, and AI is one of them. Blockchain's another one, right? But AI specifically, I personally think AI's there to help make people's jobs easier. People are finding new and unique ways to do things leveraging AI.
Right.
And that's great. But at some point, the buck's going to stop somewhere. And it's still going to need someone with some experience. And
AI is not going to pull cable.
To get the job done, right? And you know what? If some technology comes out and it, improves or changes the way a job is getting done, that's okay too. Let's just make sure we're training and educating our guys so that they know how to fix that technology if it breaks, or do something else that is bringing value to the equation.
Yeah, I can see AI, helping an estimator create a bill of materials, write terms, conditions fast. I can see AI helping a project manager run and interpret reports fast. I can see AI helping a technician out in the field manage their test results on the cloud and setting up stuff like that. But in the end, like you said, it's not going to climb the ladder and pull a cable, right? It's just not.
But look, even if we dive into that more, right? Let's really think about AI. It's been around for a while, right? Like Spotify's algorithm. When did Spotify get released? 2016, 2017, we'll say. There's an AI algorithm associated with creating your unique experience, right? Making sure Let's Talk Cabling is at the top of your playlist.
It should be. Should be the top of everybody's playlist.
Yeah, right. And but it goes into everything. AI's been around forever, but the reason why it's getting so much attention right now is because ChatGPT, and it's just getting some attention right now, and people are finding new and unique ways to leverage that technology And that's what people do. And they're going to keep doing it. And you know what? Blockchain was the big thing 2 years ago. Everyone was talking blockchain, and and that's great. Some really cool solutions have come out with that technology. And that's what, I'll just say, if we aren't pushing the limits of what our capabilities are, we'd still be, sitting in a cave with fire and sticks, right?
Fire's good though. Yeah, no, I got 100%. And I'm actually a big. I told you I'm an early adopter.
Yeah,
I'm a big user of AI. I use ChatGPT 4.0. I paid for it because I use it so much. Because and I've said this before. When I upload the podcast to my provider, AI writes the show description for it. Now I could write the show description too, but it does it in seconds, where it would take me like 5, 7, 10 minutes. I could be doing something else.
Right.
So there's definitely a spot for AI. There truly is. Another thing that's been around for 10 years, 15 years, this whole sustainability thing. The green buildings, green buildings certified and all this stuff. So what role does the building efficiency, the building automation stuff play in that?
Yeah. So this is a topic that's dear to my heart, because I think it's important, right? First off, I don't know if you knew, and this stat is a little old, but 40% of the energy consumed in the US is from commercial and residential buildings. So think about that. 40% of the energy consumed in the US is residential and from commercial and residential buildings. So if we can do better and drive, make buildings more energy efficient, we're going to be in the plus. And that's where the technology is coming in. And we continue to work towards that. Every year we're doing a little bit better. And that's finding ways to use the controllers, the sensors, the equipment, and the cabling to do better. And the cool thing is, next year, the bar is going to go up a little bit higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do better this year. Next year, we're going to do a little bit better again, and a little bit better again. And who knows? Next time I'm on the show, maybe I'm going to say, according to the U.S. Energy Administration, buildings now only consume 20% of the U.S. Energy.
It's right? the power of compounding, right? So if a business tries to be 1% better, that 1% is not a big increase. It's attainable, easily attainable. But if you're 1% better this year, and then you try to be 1% better next year, well, that it compounds quickly. And next thing you know, you're top of the mountain. You're the next Amazon. You're the next whatever.
Hey everyone, we're taking a quick break to talk about an essential resource for anyone interested in the vast world of physical security. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, you'll want to tune into Security Today. Hosted by Bear, this podcast dives deep into everything security related, from insightful articles and thought-provoking philosophies to the latest trending topics in the industry. Every episode of Security Today is packed with information that's crucial for staying informed and ahead in the field. Join Bear as he explores complex topics with ease, making even the most intricate security concepts accessible to everyone. Follow the journey on Instagram and Twitter at UncleBear_ and at Security Today Podcast. Now let's dive back into our episode.
Can you share a success story, or maybe even a case study of some type of a innovative low voltage solution where you implemented smart building technologies?
Yeah, I can't go into a specific site or specific project, but what I want to do is I want to, highlight the fact that we are in smart buildings all the time. Think of the airport that you just traveled in and out of. Think of the hospital you may have just visited, or the school or university you just attended. There are technologies in those buildings that when they were built or when they were retrofitted, they were new and unique technologies. And they are helping to create an ecosystem that allows sensors to communicate with controllers over a physical network and a wireless network. And they're trying to create an experience that balances occupant comfort with energy usage. And I think there's success stories everywhere because of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got, it's pretty neat. You know, I've got the schools and the community centers and other buildings in my neighborhood that have solutions that I've helped develop in them. And you walk there and you go, hey, that's a thermostat that, you know,
I gotta ask you this.
Been a part of.
Yeah, I gotta ask you. I think I already know the answer to this. You know, me as a low voltage cabling wire monkey, a couple years back, I took my grandkids, to vacation with us to go visit family, and so we're driving through downtown DC, and because they wanted to see the monumental stuff, and we're just driving through to get to Maryland, and I said, "Hey, Poppy did the wire in that building. Poppy did the wire in that building.
Yeah.
Poppy did the wire in that building." So you do the same thing, yes?
Yeah. Oh
yes.
yeah. Well, I got friends. They message me and they go, Jeff, I got a media panel in my new condo. Picture. Like, yeah, you do. Good stuff.
I got people sending me pictures. They say, "Hey, Chuck, look at this. Somebody put this jack on and it's got holes in it." Because they know that I'm going to take that stuff and I'm going to use it somewhere for something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Parting thoughts? Where would you like to see? What is the building automation industry not doing that you think they should do?
That's a good question. I think they're all heading in the right direction. From my understanding, I think they're all heading in the right direction, right? Let's continue to think about what we can do to, you know, reduce energy of a building while balancing occupant comfort. Let's find new and unique ways to get cabling installed and leveraging the capabilities of a building so that they get it done quicker and more efficient. And I think that's the 1% gain day after day, right?
Yeah.
That's the 1% gain day after day. And in the end, you know, if we can do just a little bit better each and every day, that's a good day. That's a good day.
Jeff, fantastic series. I appreciate you coming on and spreading some knowledge about something that I didn't know much about. I guarantee some of my listeners will really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Chuck, for having me. It's been a pleasure, and you know, we'll do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
That's it for this episode of today's podcast. We hope you were able to learn something. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Also, leave a rating so we can help even more people learn about telecommunications. Until next time, be safe.